Welcome back, everybody. I hope everybody out there is doing alright, and I hope you're in the mood for a beer. This is, of course, another one of Hoggie's Quick Beer Reviews, and today I bring you this here. This is the Jamaica brand Red Ale from the Mad River Brewing Company in Northern California. I believe it's actually Blue Lake, California. That's up in Humboldt County. Now this is kind of a special review. I've been really looking forward to this beer because up until like 3-4 weeks ago I knew nothing of these people. This beer caught my eye when I was in my local spot, and I was curious about it, so I came home, punched it up, said we're gonna do it right now. And as it turns out, this beer is highly regarded, and the brewery is highly respected. So I had to go back, pick it up, and we're going to try it today. To give you an idea here, it's only got 169 reviews on Beer Advocate, but it gets a B+ out of those 169. And the bros, for those who are familiar with Beer Advocate, they give it an A. So they consider this an outstanding beer. This is categorized as an American Amber or a Red Ale, and it is 6.5 ABV. Now, enough of that. Let me read to you what it says right here. On the side of the bottle, I'll show you the bottle actually. Take a look at that. Jamaica, I guess it says Jamaica brand because they also have a Jamaica Sunset IPA. I haven't seen that, but it's on the website. But Jamaica brand Red Ale, product of the USA. Right here it says, a crisp, hoppy red bitter for the celebration of life. So, it's hoppy and it's bitter. And it's a red ale. Sure, okay. I'm going to enjoy this. I like red ales, especially the hoppy ones. Red Seal from North Coast, another brewery in Northern California, is one of my all-time favorites. So today we bring out the standard pint glass, and we see what happens with the Jamaica brand Red Ale. I had this thing in the freezer for a while, so this thing is nice and cold. And it smells really good, just right out of the bottle. Let's see what happens. Now that is dark. Not a lot of head, but remember, it was really cold. When the beer's too cold, the head is really slow to form. So I'll forgive him for that. But this thing, dude, I don't see through this at all. This is black, man. This is like coffee with like the slightest little splash of milk. I mean, it's one of those, okay, maybe not. Maybe it'd be like a latte kind of thing. I don't know. But yeah, this is like a brownish, around the edges it becomes like a light brown color. But I cannot see through this. This is, I mean, I know my colors suck, but take a look at that. Yeah. And I'm catching whiffs of malt this whole time I've been doing this. It's malt, it's caramel, but there's a crispness and kind of a hoppiness to it. Well, kind of, no, there's hoppiness to it. The malt's a lot stronger, at least in the nose. And if the malt is this strong now, when this beer warms up a little, the malt's going to be even stronger, because that's always what happens. Malt comes out as the beer warms. But it does smell good, it smells inviting. So, Mad River Brewing Company, let's see what you got. Cheers. I like this beer. The smell doesn't prepare you for it, but the second you take a bite, take a sip, the hops bite you up front. They come right in and you get that bitterness, you get that piney, citrusy. This is more citrusy. You get hops, but you also get kind of a coffee taste. Interesting, because I made the coffee analogy about the color, but there is a hint of coffee coming through there. These malts, this isn't just caramel. This has been slightly toasted, maybe. I'm no expert on malts and how that goes, but it's not just caramel malt. It's not completely of a toasted, roasted variety, but there is something to it, a bit of a coffee flavor to it. Get a little bit of that coffee on the finish. It's kind of riding on a little bit of caramel, but this is malty. This is not as hoppy as you may think. It is crisp. It finishes crisp. But, for example, if you were to compare it to, say, Red Seal, for those who have had that, that's much hoppier. This is, in a way, it's more like a bitter. Maybe just a touch maltier than your typical bitter. I love how the hops and the malt kind of play off each other up front. It's very well blended. It's very well blended. As far as mouthfeel, this is not a thin beer. This is right around medium, maybe leaning towards lighter medium, but still it's not, you know, it's a bit on the heavy side compared to your typical IPAs or, you know, pale ales. Yeah, I like this though. It's malty, and it's gonna get maltier. So if you have one and it's nice and cold, keep that in mind. But it's very well balanced between malt and hops. For the color, for this dark color, which I did not expect, it is appropriately, no, there's an appropriate amount of malt in there. Screw it. The hops balance it out beautifully, and there's this coffee flavor, slight dark fruit flavor. This is a tasty beer. I like Mad River. Next one up, I'm gonna pick up their stout, because you know, it's winter time's coming around. It's time to start drinking stouts and heavier beers. So that's first on my list. Mad River Brewing Company, the Jamaica Red Ale. You know what? I'm not gonna give this a glass full, but I'm gonna give this a strong half full. I mean, you know, this is a really good beer. Maybe not something I necessarily pick up again, but this is really good. I'm gonna enjoy the hell out of these. So yeah, you see them out there, pick them up. And aside from that, man, you know, thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, thanks for joining me for the beer. If you see it, pick it up, have one, enjoy it, and if not, enjoy whatever you're drinking. Cheers.